Apparently, these are the most sold discs on Infinite. I know that doesn't make them the best, but you guys keep buying them, so I gotta roast them. Before we jump into this video, comment below your favorite disc. I wanted to do a video talking about my subscribers' discs, so make sure to drop a sub while you're down there. Starting off with the Aztec. Also, this is a perfect time to give a quick disclaimer for the rest of the video that there's going to be a heavy Infinite discs bias as well as thought space. That being said, the Aztec deserves a spot on this list. The Charger is just another one of those mid discs Innova decided to pump out hoping to build a fan base. Come on, there's like 3 better versions of this disc already. I see the Hades thrown all the time, which isn't a bad thing. Disc golfers should be throwing it over most other Discraft drivers, so I'll accept it. Oh shit, it's a better version of the Charger. You know, the Innova Strike. MVP really made waves in the sport the last few years, but there's no way you'll catch me bagging one of these things. 2 classics from Innova, the Leopard 3, which most disc golfers should start bagging for a perfect straight flight with little effort, and then the Beast, one of the most underrated discs in the game. But you know what they say about 10 speeds.
Death! Shit! Whoop, whoop.
Hey, I bag an FD, but not any of that new Swedish bullshit. I got the good ones. My skin crawls having to acknowledge that the pig made this list. Are you people okay out there? The only thing disc golfers hate more than 10 speeds is 7. And it's not just because they ate 9. The Exodus is one of those discs people have no idea what it even is, even though it should probably be in their bag. No. I really wish I could tell you something about this disc. I once recommended the Latitude 64 Diamond to Swiss. The first throw was a perfect S-line, probably one of the farthest shots he's ever thrown, only for it to fade in the middle of the pond on hole 14 at Maple Hill. Hands down the best throw I've seen thrown into the water to date. The Valkyrie is one of the first drivers I got. The only story I have is one time my brother thought it would be funny to walk down the fairway while I was driving, and I sniped his hand. You should have seen how mad my dad was at the emergency room when they said it was broken. And they weren't talking about his forehand. Odds are you should be bagging the Innova Turn, and being 36 on the spot seems really low. Although I know most people hate to admit they need a turn. It's actually insane that this disc is on the list.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I'll see myself out now. Another disc that should be on this list. The Discraft Heat is a perfect understable driver for the noodliest of arms out there. Can't get anything to turn and hold? Check it out. The Mantra is another one of those discs that you should consider bagging. Beginner disc golfers can find control, and more advanced players can huck hyzer flips down the tightest of gaps. The Anubis. If you guessed Infinite, you'd be right. ThoughtSpace might have a bunch of discs that I have no idea about, but I can't hate because look at those stamps. So the Construct and Votum both get passes, because no way are they 31 and 30th best discs of 2023. That's just crazy talk. The Innova T-Bird being this high makes a lot of sense. All those 60-year-olds still holding on to this disc being the greatest ever. You guys should probably be bagging a T-Bird 3. Just saying. The Mako 3 was the first disc I ever bought, and I let my buddy who'd been playing disc golf for 3 months borrow it for a round, only for him to smack his first ace with it. So yeah, Mako 3 for the win. I made a vow to myself 3 years ago that I would never throw the Latitude 64 pure, and I plan on keeping that true. Surprisingly enough, I've never heard anyone say they liked the Athena, except for one dude, but he only liked it because he said it flied nothing like a normal Athena, so I don't count that. It is a Macbeth disc, so makes sense. The People's Disc, the Innova Mamba, saving slow arms since 2012. If you need something even more understable than what you're throwing, it's time for the Mamba. Comment below if you bag a Maya. Sometimes I think Infinite just throws their discs in spaces. It's no surprise that the AVR is 23. It shouldn't be here, but the only thing seniors like more than dinner at 4 is their precious AVR. The Leopard here restores some of my faith in the disc golf community. And for the Firebird next puts in a good direction for the rest of the list. In the 20th spot, we got every pothead's favorite putter, the Wizard. I think it's required to double this disc as a rolling tray to allow it. Does anyone believe the Sphinx is outselling some of the discs I've already said? Crave is the worst cereal my mom used to buy, so I can't accept it on the list. Maybe I need to hop on the Infinite train, or I'll just stick to the original Innova molds. How is the Berg 14? Do you guys even want to be good at disc golf? This has got to be a fucking joke. If you seriously putt with a judge in 2024, I just can't respect you. I still have no idea what a proxy is. Finally, an Infinite disc that I would recommend to every disc golfer. If your distance driver slot is what's been giving you trouble, check out the Pharaoh. Should give a bit more turn than typical 12-speed drivers, and I personally like the flatter ones. The Tomb is a mad underrated throwing putter for those with smaller hands, or those working on a fan grip. It does have a bead though for those who get weird about those types of things. Kicking off the top 10, the Infinite Discs Dynasty starts it off. I've had a chance to throw this disc for one round, and all I can remember is the owner said I could have it. Instead, I told them to give it to someone else because I wouldn't throw it. Too flippy for me. One guy throws a cool shot with the Envy, and all of a sudden, everyone needs to bag it. Yes, I was one of those people, but I lost mine in the disc golf course in the Caribbean, and that's the only time you'll hear me talk about the Envy, unless it's to say it's overrated. I've been wanting to try a hex out, but I refuse to spend more than $25 on a disc, especially if it's a mid-range. I don't care if the stamp has some stupid Halloween costume on it. I've been seeing comments hating on the zone, saying it doesn't feel right in your hand. You got it twisted. The zone is perfect. Your hand is the thing messed up. Might want to get that checked out. The Destroyer not making the top 5 hurts a little, except when I see the Wraith is what beat it out. Couldn't be a better representation of those discs. For those wondering, I'm saying if you bag a Destroyer, odds are you should replace it with a Wraith. Or I'll even accept the Emperor, which happens to be the 4th place spot. Think of it as the Destroyer's cousin, which isn't far off, because it is the old mold, but you didn't hear that from me. Oh look, a P2. I mean, Alpaca. I'm assuming most people know these are out of production Innova molds by now. So if you've been thinking you're crazy that they feel the same, no, literally the old mold is exactly what you think it is. Confession time. I bag a Buzz. I know I've talked shit about it in the past, but I only bag it because someone gave it to me. That person also happens to be White Sox pitcher Dylan C, so no shit I'm gonna bag it. And finally, we've reached the number 1 disc of 2023. Fuck! What is wrong with you people? Unless there is some big beach party that I missed out on, why are so many of you people falling into the trap of this shit? Name one thing that the glitch can do that any other putter can't. And don't say play catch with, because you didn't realize I was making fun of that being the only reason people get it. Don't get me wrong, I bring the glitch everywhere I go in case I need to play a game of catch, but I'm not insane enough to throw it on the course. I got a whole video on why you shouldn't bag this thing, so go check it out. Remember to comment your favorite disc so I can roast you for bagging it. And make sure to subscribe to not miss another video, and like to keep the daily uploads coming. And if you want to know what disc to stay away from, check out the video right here.